It does quieter or something.
No, something's happening with that drum.
I don't know that.
The attack on the drum is much different. There's an effect on this or something. The attack on the drum is crazy.
Oh.
You hear it? That's not good because I can't have effects when we're playing the real thing. All right, listen. Just go back to your normal stuff, okay? Check one.
I don't.
This is where I play the audio, so that this channel can't be effed up.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. What do you have pressed?
Would you I have
okay,
pressed?
no. It's small robot. That's what it is, I think.
Okay.
No. Check one. Well, that was weird. Let's play something to check it.
By a group in Milwaukee called the Kia Boys.
Okay, it's going to be fine. Okay. Oh, how are you, Albs?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh, it just kills you. It just kills you. It just kills you. Who knew all this time? We've been talking all this time.
In 1996.
No. You know, you need to utilize the Fifth Amendment here, Alice, and not incriminate yourself. We have been talking about AI and what AI does and the power of AI for a long time, and we know it's science-based. And Alice Shattuck, the cat is out of the bag, baby. Who knew I was Shallow Hal this whole time? Who knew? I invite you. A few years ago, me and Alice met Mike Montante at a bar for a couple of drinks. Maybe it was 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. And we took a picture of us there. Mm-hmm. And I decided to, for the hell of it, because I'm messing with AI more, take the picture and say, show us 30 years ago and with like wearing 1996 stuff.
Okay.
And it accurately depicted us. And I can't believe
30 years ago, I was 9 years old.
I can't, no.
9 years old.
I used AI. And I cannot believe there are two takeaways. You are such a mid-chud and fat. In 1996, it's amazing what a mid-chud I have married. And how good-looking I am, or was. Like, that 1996 me, and look, I've tweeted it. You can look at the Twitter. 1996 me is ridiculously handsome. I'm like, who's that guy? Like,
I'm sure 9-year-old
who's
me
afraid?
would have just
No.
found you.
This is AI. This is science. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. Who's to be afraid of Chad Pennington? What's that movie?
Oh, no, clue.
Your favorite movie?
Oh, Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
I'm Tad Hamilton, level good looking in 1996. That's amazing. No. Yes, I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. Mid-chud, I am.
I think there's some reversion to the mean.
Reversion. Oh, my God. There's something new, by the way. We have something new. Reversion to the mean. Check it out, guys. This is such a great... Oh, man, that made my weekend. Who knew? So this whole time, I've been the good-looking one? You always knew?
I think that's what everybody would agree. The takeaway is here. You know what?
I'm walking around wondering, like, why is she so into me? I'm disgusting. I'm not. You're disgusting. I'm good looking.
Okay, you can leave me. It's fine. I don't mind.
I invite every woman listening to go look at the picture of both of us on X, if you have X. And I should probably put it on Facebook, too. Who are we kidding at this point? And
yeah, that's the takeaway.
And
I'll throw it in the chat for these guys here, but
it is really. How do you live with yourself?
I have
Talk about
nothing to do
stolen
with
valor. This whole time, knowing that
I look like what I look like. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you fat man chud. FMD, as I said earlier, but I changed it to F.M.C. My goodness.
I guess so. Wow.
Now, I have another piece of recreational news before we get to World Wars.
Okay.
I am very thrilled with my two sons, and these aren't sons I praise very often in this podcast.
Which two?
Anson and Cyril.
Okay.
My sons yesterday, I found out that they both can make cool noises. So this is my son Cyril. This is in our living room downstairs yesterday. He's like, I don't know why they started talking about what they can make for noises, but Cyril can make a noise of a dolphin. This is little Cyril. He's 7. What is he, 7?
Yes.
F.M.C. He's 7, right?
Yes. He turns 8 this month, in fact.
Listen to him. This is his dolphin noise. I'm sorry, that's Alice's dog with a freaking tap dancing sound because she has to cut her nails. But you're gonna hear the in between it. Is that good? See how dance mom I am? I do it again.
Good again.
Isn't that great?
It's fabulous.
Although he needs the rapid fire one too.
Mm-hmm.
My son Hanson also makes this noise, which he doesn't know. It's just a funny noise he makes. I'm gonna let the people in the chat tell me what they think this noise is. You heard my guess, right? Don't say it.
Okay.
F.M.C. No.
I don't know. I don't know that I know what you said.
Do it again.
Guys in the chat, tell me what I think I know that sound. It's nothing that I don't think he's heard, but back in 1996, when that picture was taken,
I remember
of me
what
and
you
Alice.
said now. I think it sounds less like that on this than it did in person.
Oh, really? I still think it sounds like this.
Mm.
So, that is that. All right, I want to start with the Iran stuff. The Iran stuff. So this is the ballsiest thing that I have ever recalled any president ever doing ever. Trump attacking Iran. And it's mostly ballsy because this could be an unmitigated humanitarian disaster. This could be, and it's not that I care that Iran's going to, and by the way, they will kill Americans too. They've already killed Americans. Some troops have already died. But, sorry, this is the burn barrel cough because I was burning stuff tonight.
The literal burn barrel, not the burn barrel pack.
Right, and the smoke followed me because that's what smoke does because God has a sense of humor.
Be nice to God.
Okay. And so, like, if this goes sideways, it could be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Very easily, there could be a civil war in Iran. Also, they could just have the new regime comes in, and the people take to the streets like Trump told them to, and they just slaughter everybody in the streets. Anything could happen. They could, they've still got a whole ton of missiles, and they're shooting the missiles around the Middle East. Couple have hit Israel. Like, who knows? This was such a it's like a huge gamble. To be quite honest, it reminds me of the Churchill's Dunkirk thing, where it's like a huge gamble. But Churchill wasn't going to surrender to the Germans. So he said, okay, we're going to leave some guys there to die. Thousands will have to die, and we'll extract who we can. And, like, this is a monstrous gamble.
Yeah.
Which the administration is saying was necessary. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I've been saying this for years, and a lot of you guys disagreed with me. I've always been for killing these crazy, psychotic, radical Muslim psychos. They've been a-holes since the 70s. I'm glad they're dead. I'm glad the Ayatollah's dead. I'm glad his boys are dead. I just keep whacking them. I mean, I don't know how this is going to end, but I mean, if there's going to be, I don't know how organically there's going to, like, we're saying that we're not going to do regime change, or we are going to do regime change. Somebody, obviously the CIA is in Iran right now, because you want to pick the guy and organize and get these people going. If you're going to have them do a coup or a regime change, or do they put just less of a jerk in charge like they did with Maduro? Who knows? But it very possibly, like, even the most successful outcome that I could see, let's say there are pro-Western, liberals who grab arms and fight and destroy these and destroy the IRGC, the trained, real good soldiers, and the rest of the armed forces like defects to the other side or whatever they do, you still have religious fanatics. These are Nazis who are running Iran. So you would literally have to kill them in the streets. Like the best outcome, as far as I can see, is still executing people in the streets. If you get the upper hand.
Right.
You can't, I mean, that's what you would do to eradicate these people, because, I mean, who knows? But so we'll see. I mean, we'll see. And by the way, I'm fine with that too. The amount of how crazy this country has become now, with people saying hands off Iran. It's like, what are you effing? They've been attacking us for 50 years almost.
Right.
Are you guys freaking kidding me? And the idea that this is war, the president is really, well, kind of war.
You illegally invaded Iran. How would you like it if they did that to us? Like, no, that's actually, they suck, actually. So that, I mean, that part, I think most normal people are fine with. Like, I think that it's a mistake for the left to stake out the position of, like, I can't believe we killed the leader of a sovereign nation. Of course, the New York Times, everybody's been posting, like, screenshots of their obits for the worst people in the world next to, like, their obits for Rush Limbaugh and, Scott Adams and other relatively normal American conservative people. But because they've decided to, act like the Ayatollah is a, nice guy with a crinkly, warm smile. And
yes,
like,
literally said that.
The left is going to stake out that position. I think Trump also has skeptics on the right with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've obviously, as a representative of the young MAGA conservative, we've had Montante on this show to talk about how he doesn't want to invade Iran and stuff. I think people are right when they say that there is not an appetite for protracted wars in the Middle East in the United States. And if that is what comes out of this, then I think Trump has a big political problem.
Well, yeah, but is he going to be 20 years in this? There's no troops there. There's not going to be troops there.
Well, and so I think...
And so the parallel does not exist. The close parallel between this and Libya. So let's listen. This is a news wrap on Libya from 2010, I think, with Obama.
Tonight, President Obama's goal was simple: to explain to a public skeptical about the war he's launched in Libya
what we've done, what we plan to do, and why this matters to us.
It has been 10 days since Mr. Obama ordered U.S. forces into combat in Libya. Nearly 200 Tomahawk cruise missiles launched, more than 1,600 airstrikes. And so the challenge for the president: justify this war and show Americans that the U.S. role really will be brief and limited.
The United States and the world faced a choice. Gaddafi declared he would show no mercy to his own people.
Mighty similar so far.
He compared them to rats and threatened to go door to door to inflict punishment.
It was Muammar Gaddafi, Obama said, who was the main reason for war. He was about to launch a massacre of his own people.
It was not in
Of course, Iran just did.
our national interest to let that happen. I refused to let that happen.
And so the attack began. One question has hovered over this mission: how is it in the strategic interests of the United States to go to war in Libya? Robert Gates, Obama's own Secretary of Defense, complicated matters for his boss on ABC's This Week yesterday.
Do you think Libya posed an actual or imminent threat to the United States?
No, it was not. It was not a vital national interest to the United States, but it was an interest.
Some nations may be able to turn
It's a refreshingly honest answer, isn't it?
I mean,
blind
that being
eye.
said, Libya didn't turn out perfect either.
No, God, it's a total mess. Are you kidding me? They've got slaves again in Libya.
It was not a vital national interest to the United States, but it was an interest.
Some nations may be able to turn a blind eye to atrocities in other countries. The United States of America is different. And as president, I refuse to wait for the images of slaughter and mass graves before taking action.
Mighty hawkish. Remember Hillary said, we came, we saw, he's dead about Gaddafi? Ha, 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 ha. Is it just a running joke? So don't tell me that you've never seen this before. We've been launching Tomahawk missiles around the world for a long time. And I understand that the Tucker wing of the Republican Party and the MAGA hate that. I've always loved it. I am a neocon. I am a believer. I just haven't gone nuts, and I'm not like Bill Kristol now. But I am, I think there needs to be a big dog in the world. I think if it's going to be anybody, it should be us. I think we have to win the AI battle and win the chip battle. I think we've got to be the one. And also, when you say that, people say, well, would we be okay if they killed our leader and attacked our mainland? No. But we're the boss. We're different. We're not Slovenia. We're not Iraq. We're not Iran. We're not the USSR. We're the United States of America. If you do something like that to us, we get to set your place on fire. And I know it's not fair. And I know it just sucks. And I mean, Klaus Schwab and all those bitches in Europe are going to be just upset about.
How much do you love, by the way, the European leaders being like, yes, we got on a call together to discuss this. Like Starmer and Macron, like what? Nobody friggin' invited you. Like, what's the call about? And like the whatever Ursula, of the EU, is like, we're gonna get together on Monday. Okay, I guess get together on Monday. And they have less work ethic in the literal people who run the EU than like every podcaster in America that's doing like emergency weekend shows about it. The EU is like, this is a big emergency. I guess we'll have a meeting when business hours come back.
Well, right, and also here's another thing that I'm saying is that like this is audio from video from an Iranian news service. This is 2016. When they took over the American boat, remember, and they had all our guys surrendering and some of them crying. It's the propaganda video from the Iranians. And, of course, all the brightest people in the world in the Obama administration, people like John Kerry, people like Ambassador Rice, all the pod save pros, all the really deep thinkers who's like, we need to be more nuanced in our thinking of this. No. The moment Iran does that, blow them the fuck up. Blow them the fuck up. And like and
I think so. This gets at something because I think for people of a certain age and older, I think there are a lot of associations with Iran and various things that they've done.
Sure.
Like I was reading some of them that were like newer to me over the weekend. Like that guy Bill Buckley, who's from Massachusetts, and like they've done really horrific things. Obviously the Iran hostage crisis looms larger for your generation. To somebody who's like millennial and younger, the Iran hostage crisis doesn't like mean the same thing.
It was in a movie.
I think people younger than your age don't have the same like visceral Iran reaction that Gen X and boomers have. And so I think that's part of the divide here is that like that people of a certain age like don't really need a big explanation of why Iran sucks and why it's in our interest to go to war with them. Younger people do feel like they haven't had it explained to them like why they should care what Iran is doing. Right.
Well,
and
okay,
so like
but they
that's
can read a
the
book.
MAGA. No, I know, but nobody reads anything anymore. Welcome to 2026. Welcome to the 90s, Mr. Bond.
I know, but I'm from the 80s, and I knew about Guadalcanal. So
no, I know, but like people don't, and people don't have context, and there is now this sort of thing where people are like, why do I care where the border between Ukraine and Russia is? Why do I care what's happening in Iran? What's it to me? Why should I die for that? Right? Like there is this sort of attitude now, and I think that that the political establishment in general has burned a lot of goodwill, not just since the time of like Vietnam when this narrative started, but all the way, through the Middle East wars. And like, this is a generation, like my generation is obviously a generation that lost a lot of people in Iraq and Afghanistan. And those were very formative experiences. That's a generation that you like owe a little more explanation to. And I think especially the way that Trump campaigned and the way that J.D. Vance especially campaigned, J.D. Vance, who is in bed with that Tucker wing of the party, I think that they do feel that they're owed a little more explanation of this than like your generation does.
Right. Well, my mother was a stewardess for an airline in the 60s, and she remembers when the big planes, I think it was before 747s, but her big planes were full of young boys, troops, getting flown over to Vietnam. And she was a commercial airliner, but this was what was flying them over to Vietnam. They were chartered or whatever. And seeing the young boys going over there, and she couldn't believe just how like they look like little kids, and they were giddy and things like that, and she couldn't believe it. Her own little brother was flown over to Vietnam as a young man, was badly, almost dead, killed. We're not having that. There's no planes full of kids going over to fight in Iran. This is like the premise is just false.
Yeah,
but also like this with these young people saying. Here's another thing that I don't get, Alice. Like if you grew up after 9/11 and you grew up in the early aughts in the whatever, in those years afterwards, and obviously there were two hot wars going on at that time. When I was a kid in the 80s, I loved when America got into military action. I thought
you didn't go.
Well, I understand I didn't go, but everybody around me had just come back. We were still marinating in the injustice that was Vietnam. Everything in Hollywood, from the Deer Hunter to Platoon to a Full Metal Jacket, was about how terrible Vietnam was, and like what. The less fortunate, I know, fortunate son were dragged over there because there was a draft and it was terrible. So we were steeped in, foreign wars and how terrible they could be. My own parents hated the Vietnam War. But we still were young boys and men and still thought the mechanized war was awesome. But hold on, let me finish, because I don't want to sound like just like a Yahoo. Because I think most boys and young men see most boys and young men see a flyover at Fenway Park, wherever they are, and they're like, holy hell, that was awesome. It's a male thing to just be in awe of military. And like the Gulf War, where my brother did go to fight in the Gulf War. It was over in 11 minutes, so mostly he was fighting giant softball-sized spiders in South Korea. We were there isn't, to borrow from Owen Benjamin, just this little piece from Owen Benjamin. These are indoor cats. Your generation are indoor cats, and we like. Why should I go across? Like, what the freak? Freaking Top Gun was because young people thought this stuff was awesome, and
but a lot of them did. Like J.D. Vance did, a bunch of these people did, and that's the reason why they don't like it. Because I think that it turns out that we were, unlike the first Gulf War, in Iraq and Afghanistan, we were there for a really long time. And a lot of people, like, had not great experiences there.
Seems to me everybody liked it just fine until about 2015, in which the memo went out, and Tucker and that wing of the party said, no, we hated it. Iraq was a mistake. Okay, everybody, all of a sudden, you've spent freaking 13 years defending Iraq and Afghanistan, and suddenly they're all against it. Which is why suddenly I'm alone as the last surviving neocon. Look, I can't believe everybody decided. Suddenly, we've all decided. No, it wasn't after all. What? I think that's crazy. Like your friend, the Marine, who said, the guy who was what's his name?
Alexei.
He's a good guy. And he said one of the problems with Afghanistan was, he was a Marine, right? He is a Marine, right? It was that most of the people in Afghanistan had never heard of Afghanistan. Because there were weird tribes and like, they're, like, is he now a pacifist? Is he against the wars? Well, I don't know. Do you talk to him? I don't even.
We haven't talked in a while. But at the time, I mean, like, his thing was mainly that, like, people here didn't even know that we were
Still there.
Iraq in wars,
was the
did
marquee.
not care.
Yeah.
Like, that even compared to, like, Vietnam, there was, like, negative sentiment about the war and the draft, and people were mean to troops coming back and, like, all that stuff. But, like, in the 2000s, there was just apathy. Like, people didn't even know there were, like, Americans over there. Like, regular people didn't care.
Well, it became a TV show that people didn't like.
Yeah.
The Iraq one, especially because there was a Republican. Because when the Democrat came in and the fighting was going on, that was fine. But yeah, that's what it became for a lot of Americans, a TV show that people didn't like. And I also think there's another trail of this. Sorry, my mouth is dry because I have chemical soot in my mouth because the smoke followed me because God hates me. Okay. But let me say this, Alice. You brought up today something that, like, this started with the boomers. And the boomers saw their generation, and they were drafted, for the most part, go into Vietnam, a place that most people couldn't point to on a map and still can't. And we saw them go into Vietnam, and a lot of young people died. 60-something thousand people died in Vietnam. For, like, the reason for it is it's complicated. The reason against it is, like, what is Vietnam? It's nice and easy,
Right.
And then they saw, I think a lot of these boomers, literally, like, they looked in the 80s, like, guys like, I think Abby Hoffman, like, got into finance in the 80s. A lot of these people were, like, turned on a dime and became fabulously rich and, like, went out and had lives, and suddenly, you know what's in? Be divorced and be a single mom and work, like, and suddenly, like, a lot of these deeply held principles from the 60s seem to be abandoned in the 80s from a lot of people as we were electing Republicans nationwide. And and then, but I think for a lot of boomers that the 2000 election broke them. And I think this has a lot to do with what the problem is right now. This is why people are standing on overpasses and blowing whistles at ICE people.
Today, yeah.
Blowing,
on the overpasses.
Blowing whistles at ICE people. I think that a lot of these boomers, and it almost none of them are people who listen to this show. No, it's true, because they're not broken. I think a lot of these boomers were broken by the 2000 election, where they were supposed to have their guy. Al Gore was supposed to be the guy. Clinton obviously messed up a little bit, and so, but Al Gore was clean as far as I knew. And he was supposed to be their guy. And the 2000 election just absolutely broke them. And they thought, like, this is because Bush is a boomer. Bush was their age. And I think that people hate people of the same age more.
Yeah, that's probably true. Because they feel like they know people like that,
yes,
who were mean to them in high school or whatever.
Yes, and Bush seemed stupid because he was a terrible speaker. I still can't get over how bad he was at public speaking. And I was shocked that he won.
And he's kind of a rich kid and a jock.
Yes,
and
but
a, like,
crude.
Troublesome kid. Like, he had problems when he was younger.
But crude and...
Yeah.
He had... I can understand if you don't like him, you don't like him. So then he wins this election, which gets decided by the Supreme Court. And that's going to be harrowing if it's your guy. It keeps doing recounts. And you're like, Gore's going to win. Gore's going to win. And then eventually the Supreme Court comes in and says, no, Gore's not going to win. And it's, like, decided also by courts, in the state where Bush's brother is the governor and, like, the secretary.
And the lady who was in charge of it had, like, tacky makeup. Yep. So that was, like, part of the problem.
Oh, I think this all was part of the... Yes, absolutely. And then Bush got in there, and then he got reelected. Unbelievably. This is right when, like, Iraq started to go south. Bush gets reelected when essentially almost everybody thought Kerry was going to win. Kerry thought he had won in Copley Square. They had a big rally, and they all went home crying. And then they're like, okay, bang. Iraq is like another Vietnam. Here we go. Now we are going to have the validation to show you. The boomers get to say, okay, you see now, young people, you're going to learn.
Wars.
Yep, now you're going to learn
Quagmire.
Now, what's happening now, because he's losing Iraq. We weren't treated as liberators.
Mm-hmm.
It was all a lie. Bush is evil. Cheney's evil. Rumsfeld is evil. They're all evil. You see? Now you see, right? And right at the moment that it was all lost and we were going to, go home with our tails between our legs, right at that moment, you have the surge. And that hope they had to have total validation gets taken away, or at least muddied, because Iraq is pacified, at least more than it was, and we leave it's like the total colossal F up that they were hoping would prove their case didn't quite happen, and they just broke them. And I think that broke them all the way into Trump. And so, like, I really think that is, in this story that has nothing to do with Iran anymore, but I really do think that was huge in why we've got a generation of boomers who are blowing whistles and driving around now, because they're just freaking.
Well, yeah. So I think that's a big piece of it, and that's what I said to you earlier today. It's like, I think that the boomers, the like anti-Vietnam boomers, felt really vindicated by Afghanistan and Iraq, because it was like, the same thing over again. Yep. Quagmire, endless war, foreign wars where we're not greeted as liberators. Like, that whole narrative was what they like warned us about before we went into those countries. And then it like sort of kind of was true a little bit in its own different way. But yeah, like, I think that's at the heart of what they warned about when Trump killed Soleimani. Like, oh, this is going to cause all these other problems.
Yes.
That's at the heart of what they warned about when Trump took Maduro out, regime change wars, this, that. I think it's at the heart of what people are upset about right now. But I do think that these wars now are a new ball game.
Yep.
Like, this is a really, really different time. And I do think in the Patreon show, we should probably do the chat, but then we should jump to the Patreon show and talk about what happened in the lead up to this Iran stuff with Anthropic and OpenAI and the Department of Defense, because I think that's really, really a big part of what happened here.
Oh, that's interesting. Before we go, can I just play some of the Chris?
Yes.
So I got this audio. I just want to play it. This is Chris Murphy in Connecticut. Another thing I've noticed here now is the people who are now foreign policy experts on the rules of engagement in wars with Iraq, who didn't, who don't even know that we've attacked Libya, and they also called it a war then.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, but he didn't check in with Congress. Oh yeah, but he didn't. It's like, just stop it. Stop finding new goalposts, okay? It's like, what is the part you're upset about it now? Oh, it's a foreign war. How good is this, Alice, that we've heard today and we heard together? Mm-hmm. This is not how he campaigned. Now Democrats are up. They're LARPing as upset MAGA voters.
All right.
So,
well, and I think Trump will have an issue with upset MAGA voters.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that these people just hate him and they're looking for anything.
Right.
At least, well, we bombed. Sure, fine. All the Democrats signed bombs with Zelensky in Pennsylvania, but at least they told Congress. Oh, okay, so that's the thing that bothered you here. Okay. Basically, this is just chapter 538 of They're Eating the Cats, They're Eating the Dogs. There's not been one registered dog who's been eaten. Okay, calm down. Okay, here's Chris Murphy. Biggest absolute freaking pile of refuse that there is in Congress. Going right past the picture of me and Alice from 96. Hola. That's to me. It's Chris Murphy. And this is what we're dealing with. This is the other side. This is why Trump can't. This is his magic power.
The Republicans are saying that because they launched an illegal, disastrous war in Iran, we should give them permission to continue using ICE to murder American citizens, to allow them to get the funding to tear gas schools. No, we need to
get the funding to tear gas schools, Ellis.
Right.
Right. So what he wants
That's what ICE mostly does.
That's what they do.
is tear
Tear
gas
gas school.
schools.
Stand up for the American citizens that ICE is murdering, the kids that they are
Can
terrorizing.
you imagine that there's an adult elected person uses these words?
They should stop this illegal war, and they should stop ICE from terrorizing our communities. We should demand that they do both things.
Well, the administration would say they have adjusted some of the way they're carrying out policies within DHS.
They have not. They have not. I mean, just because some of the world's and the nation's attention has turned away from Minneapolis, that doesn't mean that they aren't still brutalizing American citizens. We just discovered last week that they had left a Burmese immigrant for dead 5 miles from his home, blind and.
This is the guy who, by the way, he's saying he's blind. This is the guy the press has been calling mostly blind. It's another way of saying not blind. But this is the guy who has to be dropped off at a Tim Hortons or something, a steakhouse. So they did, and he didn't get home. Like, shut the...
Disabled. This brutality is continuing in the country. We can do two things at once. We can demand that ICE stop murdering American citizens, and we can demand that the administration not send our kids to die for a war that we don't need.
So you believe that with the current funding Homeland Security has, that they are able to protect the homeland in an adequate fashion? That's what I hear you saying.
Listen, I believe...
So remember, he's threatening to hold up Homeland Security funding.
Right.
At a time when we've just had one terrorist attack in the country, in Texas, that killed a bunch of people, and another mass shooting somewhere. Like, there's going to be Islamists murdering American civilians. Now we need the money. Well, no.
That the administration should make a commitment to legally prosecuting the laws of this nation. I don't have any obligation to fund a Department of Homeland Security that is violating the law every day, just like I don't have any obligation to support this war that is illegal as well.
So 3 weeks and counting. It sounds like the standoff is not.
So there you go. So he is... keep putting him out there, is what I would say. Okay, let's do the chat, shall we?
Yeah, let's jump to that. But yeah, I mean, these people,
I can't believe
they're
90s
just
Alice.
upset.
I can't believe it.
90s Alice isn't real.
F.M.C.
90s Alice
I can't believe I had an F.M.C.
child
in the 90s.
I'm not
How
a
good
fat
I was.
chud.
Oh.
None of this is real. You're suffering from AI psychosis.
Nope. Oh, there's a new thing too. You have to invent new terms. It hurts so much. Oh, good. Plenty of retweets on those pictures too. Excellent. All right, ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, by the way, Billy, thank you very much. 3 bottles of delicious barbecue sauce have arrived. Now, are those the ones we're supposed to send out, Billy? I'm not sure what my orders are. Alice?
What?
No.
Are you asking me if you're supposed to send them out?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
Can you imagine if you're the reporter, also known as Tom's brother-in-law, that had to get edited by this fatso, and then you have to listen into what he's going to say on his show, and for the first 6 minutes, there's a screaming effing kid on a professional podcast, and you got to sit to yourself and say, I got to get edited by this asshole, and then this is what's happening in his home. Insufferable. He's becoming more insufferable now. You're just two awful people. I want the gift back. 36 seconds. Just kidding.
That reporter, that young man.
No one would argue that he's not better than Tom at the Main Wire.
Yeah, but he's not on the.
But he's not there.
He's not at the show. He's not on the show. He's somewhere else. But he's, well, I won't say.
And you don't edit him.
No, but I would.
Yeah, if he were there.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He is not.
I had to compliment Tim on the message he left where he edited the sound about you meeting your first guy. Dude, I heard that, and I heard myself laughing out loud at it, and it sounded like a full-throated, evil Steve Robinson laugh, and I loved it. Oh. Well done, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah. What was the first guy?
You've asked me this about 6 times now, and every time it's about guys cross-country skiing and snowstorms.
Yeah. Yeah, that was obviously a Tim and Canton edit. Let me tell you what not to be in life. Don't be somebody broadcasting anywhere when Tim and Canton has time in his hands and gets motivated because he's going to go to work. That's Ed. He's an a-hole for the ages. Oh. Ed supposedly, by the way, the cross-country skiing guy, supposedly went to MIT for a while, then dropped out. And
when you met your first guy.
Yeah. You're supposed to ask Ed about why he dropped out. That was his whole thing. Dickhead.
Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
It's amazing. I offered to bring barbecue sauce, and this the witch sitting to the left or the right,
Correct.
whatever.
To the
This
right.
vile person. She says, "Oh, we don't even like barbecue sauce.
It's not true.
We don't like barbecue sauce. Why would anyone else like barbecue?"
She does. She does.
You don't eat barbecue sauce.
I do. I like it. It's just not my usual.
I eat barbecue sauce, but everybody else in the house is a jerk.
Don't say
about
I don't
it.
like barbecue sauce. I've been eating barbecue sauce and enjoying it for decades. It's just not unless there's a rib,
And you kept calling it hot sauce, which is not hot sauce. It's
right.
barbecue sauce.
I'm generally believe me, I like barbecue sauce. I mix with mayo. It's the best stuff in the world.
Sauce. You don't even like it. Oh my God. A free gift. What do you want? I'm sorry. They don't like, hey, everyone out there, audience members, they don't want sauce. They don't want this. They want new cables for their microphones. They want new Macs. They want new this, new that. What a bunch of ingrates. Unbelievable. You know what? I meant no sauce. No sauce for you. 39 seconds.
So does this mean that is this the sauce I'm supposed to send out? The stuff that arrived? I want to use it. It looks really good. It's called Lewis, I think. Looks really good. I'll whack it out in a second. Actually, matter of fact, you know what we could do? We have enough stuff to make one pizza.
You don't eat barbecue pizza either. That's a me thing.
Oh, God, we
I
are so
eat
disloyal.
barbecue chicken pizza.
Just go with it. Mid chud. Ugh.
Okay, Tom. You mentioned on Grace's show, which you did well on.
Thank you.
By the way, that NPR did a studio test of T cell counts.
Yeah, they did.
Your T cells are just part of your white blood cells,
Oh,
right?
damn. Is
They
that
fight
true?
infection.
What did you think it was?
When you have low T,
That's
No,
not low
yeah,
T
no.
is not testosterone?
Low T, but not T cells. That's
Oh.
different. Maybe you should ask me before you delve into science.
Especially say it on a network. Damn. Okay. Well.
T cells, B cells, and platelets. That's what's in your white
So
blood cells.
so low T, but it's low T. That's what they did. And then it's a great story, but it happens.
But it's not T cells. T cells are part of your immune system.
God.
Okay.
Oh, F.M.C. Enough. This right here. After what you pulled in the 90s?
T cells, it's a sign of an infection. I mean, when you have AIDS, your T cells plummet.
Yeah.
True.
And they're typically located in the bone marrow.
Oh.
Are you referring to testosterone
Yes, I was.
levels?
Yes.
That has nothing to do with T cells. Maybe did they use that term? Because they are totally wrong.
No, they used testosterone, a low T. That's right. It was great. It's a great segment, and I want to grab it still, but it is a couple years old. So that's why I didn't have the audio there. But in This American Life, the NPR people all did their testosterone levels. 3 guys, and they were all low. I think Ira Glass was one of them. All right, you ready, Albie?
Yes.
Tom, do you think Matthew Tchachuk likes tzatziki sauce?
Did I say his name? I would never even try to say his.
You said some names wrong talking about the hockey stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah, his name is unacceptable. Guy. I do like tzatziki, but I find that it curdles sometimes, which I don't love. Oh, you hate my new confidence. Just kills you that you're an FMC. Ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
Well, looks like these two want us to pay for their BJ's membership every year. So buck up, everyone. I'm willing to take maybe year 1 or someone want to take year 2. Good Lord.
That's on the food show today. We talked about that a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Did we go to Cost Company Should I try to shake them up?
There isn't one around here. That's what we talked about. There's
we
not
might just
one
be
close
screwed. Ugh. Don't love it.
Hey, Tom and Alice. John and Greenwood here.
Hey, John.
Hey, this reported Khomeini killing reminds me of a good joke from the Saddam Hussein days. So I wanted to share it. So Saddam Hussein was famous for having a lot of body doubles, like in the double digits.
Yeah.
And so one day they all get together after one of the U.S. attacks, and it was a pretty bad attack. And the leader comes in and he says, I have, good news for everybody. Our leader, Saddam Hussein, he's still alive. And they're all like, oh, thank God. He says, the bad news is his face is pretty caved in and his right leg is gone at the knee. So.
Oh, I see.
Because of body doubles.
So they all have to do that?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind. I'm sorry. Give him a guffaw, Alice.
I smiled.
I'm sorry, John. I didn't see it coming. So I was ready for something else. And so I'm sorry. It is funny. It is funny. We need to send him his remote.
That's you. That's you. You're the, what did I call you the other day? I said you're the director of promotions at
wouldn't it be
Enterprises?
What's that when you see it through? When you see the promotion through so that the person gets their stuff.
Like redemption? Or
no, close. Close. It's fulfillment.
Okay. Good. Yes, that's you at Burn Barrel Podcast Enterprises. Speaking of fulfillment, we will fulfill our extra Patreon segment next. So if you're watching on the Patreon stream, just stay there.
Did anybody guess what Anson's noise was?
Trish guessed that maybe it was a cricket underwater.
I'm almost tempted to call this episode that, but I think we know what it's going to be called.
I'm going to try.
Oh, no, that's not it.
Fat Mid Chud. Is that what you're going to call the episode?
How dare you assume that I would...
Why is everything in a... Whatever.
Where's his damn... Oh, here we go. Here's Anson's. Cricket underwater. Do it again.
Stage mom, Tom Shattuck.
I am. No, it's...
Do it again.
Again.
Until it's perfect.
I'm like, Kit Culkin. No.
Because you're like eating a candy bar and you're like, no titter.
Come on. It's bong. Hitting a bong. Come on. You remember 96, Chud, right? Remember the bong?
Don't call me a Chud. What is that?
AI made its determination. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
So if you're watching on the Patreon stream, you can just stay there. And we'll talk more about Anthropic and all that.